Hello, I'm going to tell you a true story about me. I was always a cheerful person and I loved being around people, a little mischief, and too hyperactive at times while growing up, but I wasn't problematic. I never liked to argue even when I was angry or somebody hurts me with their words or actions. And I took care of my loved ones as much as I can. And there was some misunderstandings with my mother, but we had a great relationship and we told each other everything. I would spend hours sitting and listening to her stories. She really taught me a lot about life. I didn't question my worth, my feelings, my actions, anything. My life was great. I would sing and dance around the house in the morning when I prepared for school, and my energy was very, very high. Then I grew up, and the truth is, I don't have a happy love life. There was a time when I felt like there is nobody else to blame but me for every failed relationship, especially the last one, which I don't feel okay talking about. So let's skip that story and go to what happened to me after the biggest heartbreak in my life. I was fine for a couple of months, ready to let go, move on, heal. But then I began overthinking much more than I usually do, and I became more and more insecure about myself. The feeling of not being good enough and being unable to be the person somebody I loved expected me to be was eating me alive. These thoughts overflowed in my head like a tornado and it broke my heart all over again. After thinking about memories, I started to have vivid nightmares and flashbacks from unresolved trauma from my past. And my energy wasn't high as usual. It was so low that I felt sleepy all the time. I felt bad about my body and I lost my appetite. And I ate only when I have to eat because I have to stay alive. I lost interest in things I love to do in my free time, all my passions, and nothing was good enough to make me smile again. But I did smile sometimes to cover up my sadness because I didn't want to worry my loved ones with my stupid feelings. I don't consider myself sensitive because I've gone through a lot, staying calm and collected and strong. I seemed stone cold sometimes to other people because I was hiding my feelings. But some people told me that they thought I was stronger when I was in my bad phase. But I got through all that somehow, and it made me happy to be free from people who treated me badly. That was before depression, when I couldn't handle any more daggers in my heart. I crumbled completely. I finally asked for help when I couldn't handle myself anymore. And it wasn't my first option, but my family was worried about my mental health, if you can call it health anymore, because it felt like a living nightmare to live in my own skin. Is it truly possible to love other people when you don't love yourself? And is it possible for them to love you without you realizing it? I think it is, because even when I went for months drowning in sadness, I would I would still smile when I think about people who supported me and stood by my side even when I wasn't the easiest person to be around. It made me feel the warmth in my heart, knowing how special they are and knowing I was lucky enough to have them in my life. Okay, I lost some people. They are no longer in my life, but sometimes you have to let people go when you see that your presence is not what makes them happy anymore. Now, when I feel that my energy is off, I choose to be alone rather than burden other people. When I was feeling insecure, I tried to reach out to old friends, but that didn't work out so well, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. It's not that I don't care, it's just I had to distance myself to prevent being toxic to people I care about. But I think it wasn't the best decision to burden people again. In the end, I realized that some people are meant to only be a chapter in your life, and you shouldn't feel bad about growing apart from them. You get to keep the wonderful memories and lessons, but it's totally normal to go on your own path and move on. I'm familiar with feelings of complete worthlessness and hopelessness because somebody just didn't have a heart that can love me, but I look at that from a different perspective now. I know my worth, and even though I don't have someone special in my life, I have self love, I have a good job, my fiction stories and songs that I put my soul into. So you can say my life is fun, and I don't have reasons to cry myself to sleep anymore. Nightmares are gone. I am not insecure anymore. I cry only when I hear a sad song or a sad story, but that's only sometimes. It's not every day like it was when I was depressed. To be honest, I wouldn't trade my freedom for anything. I love my life. And I think that the most stupidest thing and heartbreaking thing I ever experienced was wanting to die young because I couldn't live with memories of my past. What is true love? It feels less like adrenaline and more like a feeling of calm you're left with after you received a long needed hug. It's letting somebody else close enough to hurt you, but trusting them that they won't do that. And even if they do hurt you, sometimes they are still your person, and you can't blame them for your tears you shed because those are just feelings and they go away, and you're back to feeling calm and happy because you have such person in your life. Through ups and downs, highs and lows, every battle and obstacle, you stay side by side, and when things get bad, sometimes you don't go find someone else to make you happy, you fix things and work on your relationship. That's what I think about true love, even though I found a way to ruin every good thing that happened to me that came my way. But I think that being alone doesn't have to be loneliness. It can also be freedom, and you are allowed to enjoy your freedom as much as you can until you find the right person. That was all for this video. I don't want to bore you anymore. Thank you for watching.